This under cabinet light has been blinking. Usually I just change the bulb and it's fine, but this time that's not the problem. So if this side works. When I put the light on the left side, it works. On this side here, I already switched out the starter, which is right here. That didn't work. So the only other component would be a ballast, which is in here. So I'll have to open it up. I already turned off the power to the under cabinet light, so there's two screws on each side. One's over here that opens up the wiring. This screw right here is for removing the whole assembly. So I'm going to take this one first. Okay, so here's the starter and here's the ballast. So I know the ballast is the problem. It's pretty old. Periodically I have to change out the fluorescent bulbs every few years, and I could just stick bulbs that are LEDs instead of fluorescent, and just stick it in there. Some of them are just direct replacements. There are other kinds where you take out the ballast and just wire directly to it, so it's get 110 volts. So I could do that too, but what I've been looking at was getting some new cabinet under cabinet light assembly, because this one's too old. Well, it's about $100 for this, and these fluorescent tubes were about 750 lumens, so two of them is about 1500 lumens. The ones that are, that you get at Home Depot or Lowe's, they're still a little dimmer than that. They're about 1200, 1400 lumens. So I'm just gonna replace this assembly with something else. After looking online, I found these 4-foot LED strips, the whole assembly, and these 2 feet sections. The reason why is that I know this is about 4 feet, but I seem to have 4 feet on each side, so I might want to connect 2 of these together. So let's see, that stops about right there. Yeah, that sure will. It'll fit. So here's a surprise. At Amazon, I bought a box of these, and it comes with 12 of these 4-footers for less than $100. It comes with a bunch of hardware, and then this one here, the 2-footer, was I think there was like 8, and that's like $50. That is a really cheap price. I'm not showing all the pieces that came, but it came with like 6 of these a piece. There's also a bunch of these connectors here in the bag. They're for mounting and interconnecting these sections. With these long tubes here, this 4-foot, you can connect, I think, 6 of them. With these 2-footers, I think you can connect about 8 of them. So it really is it's the total wattage that's the limit. So just to show you, you could easily just connect it to one of these wall-mounted plugs, and comes with a little on-off switch. So, but I'm going to be installing it hardwire instead of a plug here, since I already got hardwire right there. I'm just going to do it the same way. Now to interconnect these pieces, you put these little interconnectors together, and then you connect it to whatever section you want. In this case, it's a 4-foot section for me, and okay, it fits. I got room for it, so that's good. The other thing I was gonna do, so I'm just gonna pull this out for now, was there is another section here, and there's no lights. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect lights on this side here, and I'm gonna interconnect the two power wires with this cable. This one right here. This way, when I make that turn, put the bulb when it goes one way. Okay. Alright. So this way, you have it connected like this. So yeah, that'll work. I'm gonna remove this old cabinet light. So I'm going to remove the power cable to it. That's the power. So just good practice. I'm gonna turn the power back on, and it's always good to just check. See, right now it's got power. I got the power off, so now it's not, beeping anymore. So it's just a safety. Just want to make sure that you're working safely around electricity. So okay, I've got the left screw already removed, and I'm gonna go ahead and remove this screw on the right here. And it's gonna drop pretty soon. Okay. This neutral wire, I don't know what they did, but looped. Not sure why. I gotta figure what they did, whether they just hooked it on here. Okay, yeah, they just hooked it in, pushed it in there. Okay. Alright. I know I was being safe earlier, which is good, but right now these wing nuts are not gonna go in, not gonna come through, so I'll have to remove these connectors here. Okay, I'm gonna drill a hole for the bracket. Alright, I'm getting ready to install it. I've got the plug to the power. I got an interconnector right here, and I got another cable to continue on to the next section. They just snap right in. You just push them in. Okay. It's gonna be a little tight fit because of the cable. So you hear a little snap. Okay, I'm done with the lights. I got it temporarily hooked up with a cord. We got it interconnected with a cable from one section to another. So now I got some under cabinet lighting on this side here, which is kind of nice. Even though I don't need this switch here, it's just more convenient for me to have the link where I can tuck it in that hole after I'm done. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in there. Okay, got one wire in. Okay, that's what tug on these wires. Make sure they don't come off. There's no ground wire, so I am just going to tuck this in best I can. Okay, now I'll secure this cable. I stuffed the wires in the hole, and I'll have to cover it up somehow with maybe a plate. And I got the cable secure. Got these cable clips and some small Phillips number 6. So they seem to work pretty well. So I got these right here, angled on that side, and I got these to this interconnector secured. I might splice that and put in a one of the switches, like this one here, just so if I wanted to control, like turn off, this side if I don't need it. I came back and saw this plate here, cover up the hole, and there's a pre-drilled hole already, but it's a little too big, so I just covered it up with some white electrical tape. Next, I'm gonna secure this switch onto the underside of the cabinet. So just to show you for a better angle, the best thing to do is to drill a hole in one of the corners. The reason why is because the electrical cable runs to the middle, so this way you'll avoid puncturing the cable. I've got the power off. I pre-drilled a smaller hole because it's easier for me to guide this larger bit in here. Okay, the drill went through the other side. Next, I'm going to use a smaller drill size. Something that's a little smaller than the diameter of the screw, so there's still some wood to bite into. I'm going to put a piece of white electrical tape over the screw. Even though it shouldn't be making any contact with anything electrical, but it's just safer that way and hides the color of the screw. The reason why I used this cable is because I wanted the adapter and it had the length. Okay, if you notice, there's only a 2 prong, so there's no ground to it. If you look down here, down the barrel, this is the ground. There's no copper color inside. Okay, now if I had used this one, which has 3 wires, that's the ground, it would have had a ground to this. Now, ordinarily I would say it's not that much of a problem, but it's just information. Most of it's plastic. Now, if you use the inner connectors, you'll notice that that one does have a ground. So if you use this this adapter with the 3 wire and this inner connector, which is you can only connect the lights in straight line, then there is a ground. So I'll go ahead and show you. I'm gonna touch the ground here, and so there is a continuity. Okay. Whereas if you have to make a turn and use this cable, that one doesn't have a ground either. Now, why they did this, I don't know. So it's just information.